So when it comes to change, let's look at some of the more exciting new medical science. I think most people are aware of this term neuroplasticity, neuroplastic. First of all, I want to talk about what is the meaning of the word plastic, because you might think plastic means some kind of material or something. It doesn't mean that. From the Greek, there are two related words. One is elastic, one is plastic. So this is neuroplastic. There is also neuroelastic, although it's not really talked about very much. So what does elastic mean? This is point A. I apply a force and I stretch it out to point B. I take the force away, it goes back to A. So elastic is a deformation that stays only as long as the force stays. When the force retreats, it's lost. Easy come, easy go. That's elastic. The plastic starts the same. Here's A, apply a force, B, take the force away, but not all the way. That's plastic. So when you have a tight hamstring and the connective tissue, the fascia is shortened, and you bit by bit do stretching exercises. If you do bouncing, that's neuroelastic. But if you do a sustained stretch, when you stop stretching, it goes back, but not all the way. That's in fascia. So this same principle turns out to be true also in the neurology of the brain, that you can increase long-term gradual change in the brain, not just its behavior, but its actual architecture. The physiology and the anatomy can change. This is neuroplasticity and gives us a profound example of how we have to be cautious with an absolute attitude about science. Because up until not that long ago, the medical position, the scientific position was that the adult brain cannot go through positive sustained change, that we reach adulthood at around 25 and that the brain stays the same or just degenerates. You may have heard it said that when you lose a brain neuron, it's gone forever. That was an old position. Turns out, okay, it's a degenerative disease, it can happen, but as the general characteristic of the brain, it's not true. It's not true. So whatever the state of your brain today, it can be better tomorrow. I don't say how much better, but it can be better. Merzenich, the granddaddy of medical neuroplastic research, brilliant man, I think towards the end of his career now, did a lot of study. And one of the studies was about the aging brain. And if I'm remembering correctly, I hope I am, Michael, that he's identified 17 different aspects of the brain that change negatively in aging. 17 things that screw up, different factors. And then, if you apply efficient neuroplastic methods, how many of those 17 can be positively affected? Right? The answer, all 17. Now, that's incredibly good news, considering that we want to live a long life. Most people, unless they're in a horrible situation, if they're asked, do you want to live a long life? Yes. So, considering neuroplastic change, one thing is, of course, healthy, efficient aging, and the other is, during the course of your adulthood, can you keep optimizing? Can you keep from losing and then have to gain again? Considering brain, mind, and consciousness is just on one spectrum, a mysterious spectrum, I can't think of really anything that would be more important. Of course, I mean, Maslow and the whole thing with hierarchy of needs, you got to have food, clothing, and shelter, I get that. But assuming that somebody has that, What do you need most of all after that? You need a high-functioning, clear mind and sensitive consciousness to your experience. So I think neuroplasticity is fantastic news. It's contrary to the dogma of early medical science, and it points towards a very promising opportunity. And I want to take advantage of that opportunity.